The Final Fantasy RPG series has never been afraid to try new things, and the 12th mainline entry is one of the biggest inflection points for the series. It's the first single-player Final Fantasy to include action-based combat and reuse the setting from Final Fantasy Tactics. Critics have enjoyed both its original release for PlayStation 2 back in 2006 and its remaster in 2017. The updated version has been on Game Pass since February of this year, but remaster or not, it's still 15 years old. Let's find out if Final Fantasy XII is a Game Pass or a game fail.
Move along, boy!
Pretty Boy Vaughn's brother was killed when the Empire invaded, so he wants to become a sky pirate and seek revenge.
I'm going to take back what's ours.
Along the way, he meets some like-minded colleagues who join up to bring the Empire down. The story is grand, and there's a lot of personality to the characters and setting, but it's impossible to tell exactly where it's going with our limited playtime. It certainly gets off to a great start.
Don't let them escape!
If you ignore the MMORPG Final Fantasy XI, 12 is the first in the series to incorporate some semblance of real-time combat. You still choose your actions from a menu, but a character's position matters at least a little bit. The system is slow on the default setting, but one of the best parts of the remaster is that battles can be sped up well beyond the normal speed. Random encounters have been removed, and between the two, it takes quite a while to grow tired of battling the average monster. It also allows you to achieve max efficiency during boss fights. Final Fantasy XII's take on character customization is called the License System. You choose a job for each character, and then you can spend points earned through battles on stat increases, innate abilities, or new spells and equipment. It's all organized on a grid, but it's very bloated. There are just too many insignificant things to earn, and each equipment or spell space only unlocks a couple options. It diminishes the thrill of finding a new item since you generally have to unlock it on the license board before you can use it. The Gambit System is one of Final Fantasy XII's most memorable additions. You have up to 4 characters active in your party at once, and Gambits let them get involved without having to micromanage them. You can set up trigger points for specific actions like healing allies when they're low on hit points or casting water-based spells on fire-based enemies. It's great in concept, but it's hamstrung by the license system and having to purchase the various triggers. Unlocking the full system from the start would be overwhelming, but the curve is far too gradual. Game Pass has a wide range of RPGs from all sides of the spectrum, including plenty of Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy VII, 8, 10, and 10-2 are already included, and while most of them are turn-based, some do have active elements. On the turn-based side of things, Square Enix has licensed Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest XI to the service. Both are great options. Bethesda tackles the action side of things with Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls 3, 4, and 5. Surely more are to come. If you want a true analog of Final Fantasy XII, BioWare's Dragon Age and Mass Effect games fit the bill. Then there are tons of indie RPGs like Undertale and Crosscode that stretch the boundaries further. If you love role-playing games, Game Pass has you covered with thousands of hours of potential playtime. Now it's time to find out, is Final Fantasy XII a Game Pass or a game fail?
Quickly, Rex!
It's not easy to transition a turn-based franchise to one with more action-based combat, but you'd never know it from playing Final Fantasy XII. The story starts off very well with interesting characters, and the hybrid battle system tries new things without falling on its face. The biggest issue is that the game is inflated with nonsense. Even with the ability to speed up combat, it simply takes too long to do anything. We've put a good amount of time into the game, but it still feels like we're just getting started. It makes it difficult to make a call for the purpose of the show, especially considering how many great comps are on Game Pass. Even so, what we've experienced so far has been enough to convince us to keep playing. Final Fantasy XII gets a Game Pass. For the next episode, the randomizer selects Worms WMD.